No matter how many times you read the books or watched the movies, you'll always find yourself discovering new facts, small details, and hidden Easter eggs. In this video, I'm going to show you one fact for each of the 20 characters we got here. A fact that you perhaps didn't know, knew but forgot, or maybe you never paid any attention to in the first place. So let's just get into it. Starting first with Harry Potter. He never graduated from Hogwarts. J.K. Rowling explained that Harry didn't graduate from Hogwarts. After the Battle of Hogwarts, Hermione returned to school and passed her NEWTS before joining Harry and Ron at the Ministry of Magic. It's a bit strange that Harry decided to do not finish his 7th year, especially when you consider how Hogwarts was the only place he ever felt home. However, his choice was probably for the best. Harry was definitely needed in the horror department more than Hogwarts. Ron Weasley. He got his own chocolate frog card. Since a little boy, Ron was really fond of the cards and had a habit of collecting them. Ron helps find the Philosopher's Stone, the Chamber of Secrets, the Horcruxes. He helps destroy a Horcrux and essentially helps with the entire fight against Voldemort. So it seems so fitting that Ron is remembered with his own chocolate frog card. To this date, Ron believes that this is his great achievement. Hermione Granger. She wasn't good at everything. Despite being the top of her class, Hermione wasn't good at everything. She is known for being a brilliant student who excels in almost everything she tries. She was even called an inseparable know-it-all by Professor Snape. But there are a few things Hermione wasn't good at. Hermione wasn't particularly skilled at wizard chess. She wasn't good at divination. And throughout the series, Hermione never really got the hang of flying on a broomstick. Ginny Weasley, she was the one who named Dumbledore's army. While Harry, Ron and Hermione were off doing their own thing, Ginny was the one who came up with the name of Dumbledore's army. She came up with the idea when Cho suggested that the group should be called the Defense Association. Ginny liked the letters of Day A, so she made a suggestion based off this. This showed her ambition. She was already keen to go against the Ministry, as well as Professor Umbridge. Neville Longbottom, he sucks at magic because of his wand. In both the films and the books, we all knew that Neville is a disaster when it comes to spells and potions. The only subject he excels at seems to be herbology, a subject that requires minimal wand use. However, the reason for this is because Neville is actually using his father's old wand. And since the wand chooses the wizard, it seems that his father's wand is just not working for him, and this explains why Neville's talent seems to get better in later films. In Deathly Hallows, Neville is finally able to get his own wand after his breaks during the Battle of the Department of Mysteries. Luna Lovegood, she was introduced way before the Order of Phoenix. Harry and his friends directly met Luna in their 5th year, but J.K. Rowling let slip that she actually mentions Luna in the first book. Luna's original name was Lily Moon, and during Harry's sorting ceremony, the sorting hat calls out the name. Rowling confirms that this is an earlier indication of Luna, who apparently is meant to be Harry's age and not younger, but she ultimately disliked the idea of Lily Moon and introduced the new and improved Luna Lovegood later in the series. Severus Snape. He was the only Death Eater who could produce a Patronus. Patronus is generated through memories of happiness and hope. Because of this, there are no dark wizards who can conjure them. Snape was the only Death Eater who was able to cast a Patronus spell throughout the series. Since his happiest and most loving memories were with Harry's mother Lily, his Patronus took the same form as hers, which is what made Harry follow it in the first place. However, Snape isn't the only villainous character in the series that uses a Patronus. Dolores Umbridge also cast a Patronus in the form of a cat during Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, proving that not only the pure of heart can produce the charm. Albus Dumbledore, his boggart, is his sister's corpse. The biggest tragedy of Dumbledore's life was the death of his sister, when he got into a three-way deal with his brother Aberforth and Grindelwald. Ariana got in the way and was struck by one of the boy's curses. The poor girl was just doomed from the very beginning, of course. When she was a little girl, a group of Muggle boys attacked her after seeing her do magic, leaving her emotionally and mentally scared. Talk about guilt. Even Dumbledore's boggart took the form of his poor dead sister. He was tortured by the thought that it was his curse that ultimately killed Ariana, and not Grindelwald's. It likely wouldn't have mattered all that much, even if it had been Grindelwald. He probably would have still blamed himself. Minerva McGonagall. She became the new headmistress. McGonagall is automatically next in line anytime that Dumbledore had to step down as headmaster of Hogwarts. The film doesn't make it clear that it is in fact McGonagall that takes over as headmistress of Hogwarts after Dumbledore's death. In fact, she remains the headmistress of Hogwarts until 2020, confirmed by J.K. Rowling. Draco Malfoy, he wouldn't going to make it to Hogwarts. Draco almost didn't attend Hogwarts. Draco's father Lucius originally wanted to send him to Durmstrang because the school doesn't admit Muggle-born students. He also said that they give students a better education in the dark arts, but his mother Narcissa disagreed. She didn't want her son so far from home, so they sent him to Hogwarts. Sirius Black, he was only 22 years old when he was sent to Azkaban. In the movie, Sirius is played by Gary Oldman, who is a fairly old actor. Sirius was imprisoned 10 years before Harry started Hogwarts. It might seem to some as if he was in his late 30s when he went through his trauma. But the truth is, Sirius was only 22 years old when he was thrown in Azkaban. The Marauders went through the war very young, which is a tragedy that isn't made clear enough. James and Lily died when he was only 22, somehow making his story a lot worse. Remus Lupin, his first day at Hogwarts was unique. For most kids, getting the acceptance letter to Hogwarts is a special day, but for Remus, it was something truly incredible. Due to his knowledge of Remus' lycanthropy condition, Albus Dumbledore visited him personally to invite him to Hogwarts. Dumbledore didn't agree with the discrimination the werewolves faced, so he did everything he could to get Remus to school. This included the commissioning of the Shrieking Shack as a place for Remus to tune every full moon. Dumbledore also played up the rumors of the shack being haunted to keep visitors away. Lucius Malfoy, he was part of Slug Club. Aside from being a prefect during his time at Hogwarts, Lucius was also one of Horace Slughorn's most prized students. In fact, Malfoy was an expert at potions making. This, as well as his wealthy and famous last name, granted him a membership to Horace Slughorn's club, the same club that Harry and Hermione are invited to join in their 6th year at Hogwarts. Narcissa Malfoy, she was never a Death Eater. Though her husband was a loyal Death Eater, held in high regard by the Dark Lord himself, his wife Narcissa never officially became one. She did, however, share his views of wizarding supremacy and the importance of blood purity. We see her supporting her husband and playing host to the Death Eaters' meetings that take place in Malfoy Manor in the final book. Yet surely Narcissa was never one of the Death Eaters and never had the dark mark on her arm. Fred and George Weasley, the prize of the Triwizard Tournament was given to them. Once Harry won the Triwizard Tournament, he was awarded 1,000 gallons, money that can go a long way. And with Harry already rich and haunted by the tragic death of Cedric Diggory, he decided to pass it on. He gave it to Fred and George to start their business shop, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Moaning Myrtle, she might look like she's 14, but she's way older than that. The actress who played Moaning Myrtle in the Chamber of Secrets was older than a student. Shirley Henderson was 36 when she played Moaning Myrtle, a 14-year-old student who was killed by a basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets. Rubius Hagrid, he couldn't produce a Patronus. It might be surprising to learn that Hagrid can't actually cast the charm to produce an animal guardian. J.K. Rowling stated that Hagrid couldn't produce a Patronus because it's a very difficult spell. As Hagrid was expelled from Hogwarts, it makes sense that he might not have mastered the art of casting a Patronus. Lord Voldemort, his first job right after Hogwarts was in Borgin and Burgs. Voldemort is obsessed with wizarding history, so it shouldn't be too surprising that he worked at Borgin and Burgs. This proves the extent to which Voldemort was willing to work to find magical artifacts and grow his power, prestige, and knowledge. Voldemort professors were a little surprised that one of their best and brightest would choose a position as a shop boy, but it would all make sense years later when he's established himself as a dark arts master. Dolores Umbridge. Although she praised blood purity, she had a Muggle mother. Dolores Umbridge was in fact a half-blood. She who was so intent on torturing Muggle-borns and ensuring a pure blood society wasn't even from one herself. It revealed that her father was a wizard and her mother was a Muggle. She also had a squib brother. Umbridge wanted nothing to do with either her mother or her brother, and when her parents split up, she remained with her father, never speaking to the other half of her family ever again. Dobby. He was the only house elf who gets paid. Once Dobby became a free elf, he took a well-deserved break, but then he wanted to get back to work. Dobby loved being free and wasn't going to go back to being an unpaid slave. He accepted a job at Hogwarts, with Dumbledore offering him 10 gallons a week with weekends off. Though Dobby wanted to be paid, it was never about the money, so he declined Dumbledore's offer and asked for only a gallon a week, being the only house elf at Hogwarts who get paid. If you want to see the 14 jobs careers after Hogwarts, click on this video over here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.